Hi friends, hello everyone. Welcome to KRP Creative Physics. So in this video I am going to start the new lesson. So the name of the lesson is Vectors and Scalars and Representation. So we are going to learn about vectors. So now onwards. So first, before going into the topic, so once again I am reminding everyone that so please watch my channel regularly and watch the full video. Share this video to all your friends, and if you really like my video, give the like. So that's what I want to remind once again to all my dear friends and viewers. Okay, let's enter into the topic. So first we are going to learn about vectors and scalars. We need to know about vectors and scalars. So first we will consider scalar here. Okay, so what is meant by scalar quantity here? If any physical quantity, if we consider any physical quantity, if it has only magnitude without any direction, so without any specified direction, so then it is considered as scalar quantity. So we will consider one example for scalar quantity here. So what are the example for scalar quantity? You know that one very well, distance. So distance is the best example, and at the same time work and mass. So these are enough some examples. So if we consider distance and work and mass, if we consider any of the physical quantity from these three, they don't have any direction. So they don't have any particular direction. So if we want to say distance means we don't need to represent any direction. Simply distance equal to, how can we say here? Distance equal to 10 meters. We don't mention any direction. So they are independent of direction. So these particular physical quantities are said to be scalars. Okay, na? This is regarding scalars. So representation of scalars. If we consider the representation of scalars, they are simply, they don't require any arrow marks or anything here. So general representation only, nothing is there to say specially. And if we consider vectors, this is very, very important. So what is in the vectors here? So if we consider any physical quantity, if it has both magnitude and direction. So if a physical quantity has both the things, what are the magnitude as well as direction? So then it is said to be vector. Okay, now we will consider one examples for the vectors here. First we will consider displacement and velocity and acceleration. What are that? Displacement, velocity, acceleration. So if we consider these three physical quantities, all the physical quantities are going to dependent on direction. And at the same time, if you want to represent these particular physical quantity, definitely we have to mention its direction. For example, if we want to represent the displacement, so in this way we have to represent displacement. Why? Because it is a vector quantity. So above the quantity we need to keep one arrow mark. So with the help, we need to keep the arrow here. So displacement is equal to 10 meters along east. We need to represent the direction. So if we are unable to represent the direction, means it is not considered as displacement. Simply it is said to be distance. So that is the difference between vectors and scalars. And after the discussion about vectors and scalars, so now our topic is representation of vector. How to represent vector. So representation of vector. We are going to learn about representation of vector. It is very, very important. Listen with concentration here. Okay, right. So how can we represent the vector here? Always vectors are represented with the help of directed line segment. So in this way we have to represent the vector. You should remember this one. So vectors are represented with the help of directed line segment. Directed line segment. So in this directed line segment we have so many parts here. So first this particular end part. So this is said to be end part. This is said to be tail. This one is said to be tail or terminal point. What is that? Tail or terminal point. End point or terminal point or tail. This is said to be tail. And at the same time this one is said to be what here? This arrow or this particular initial position is initial point is represented. This is said to be head. Head or initial point. Okay, na? So this one is head, this one is tail. So tail is also said to be terminal point or end point. So this head is also said to be initial point. And here one more thing you should remember. This particular arrow represents direction. Arrow represents direction. And at the same time, this length, the length of the line is representing magnitude. So the length of the line is representing magnitude. So the length of the line gives magnitude. What is in the magnitude? Magnitude means value. For example, velocity of an object is 10 meters per second along east. So we are considering one example. So in this one 10, so it is a value. This particular 10 represents what here? Magnitude. So this is a magnitude. You know that one, it is a direction. So this direction is represented with the help of arrow, and the length of this particular line gives magnitude. So in this way we have to represent the vectors. Okay friends, after the representation of vectors, now we are going to learn one very important topic. So that is types of vectors with examples. So first we will consider equal vectors. It is very easy. That's why I am choosing this. Equal vectors. Okay. So what is meant by equal vectors? It is very simple. If two vectors having same magnitude and direction, if the two vectors having, both the vectors are having same magnitude and same direction, then they are said to be equal vectors. So they should have same magnitude as well as direction. So then they becomes equal vectors. Now we will consider examples for this one. So here, so velocity of this vector, velocity of vector A, this is vector A, it is considered as vector A. So its velocity is 10 meters per second along east. So this is vector A. And again we will consider vector B. For this one also, so velocity is 10 meters per second. So if we consider this one, both are having same magnitude, 10 meters per second, 10 meters per second. And both are having same direction, east and east. So then they are said to be equal vectors. Nothing is there, it is very easy. So next, after the completion of equal vectors, now we are considering unequal vectors. Unequal vectors. Let's see what is meant by unequal vectors. If two vectors are having either unequal magnitude or opposite direction. If they have opposite direction or else unequal magnitude. So either they should have different magnitudes or else different directions. Then there becomes unequal vectors. So we will consider one example here. So we will consider vector A here. So vector A equal to 10 meters per second. It is velocity vector. Okay. It is along the west direction. So 10 meters per second along west. So now we will consider velocity vector B here. Vector B equal to 5 meters per second along west. 5 meters per second along west. So it is example for what here? Unequal vectors. Why? Because just try to observe here. Different in magnitudes. Even though they are having in same direction, but the magnitudes are different. So they are example for unequal vectors. So this is said to be unequal vector. Other than equal vectors, all the vectors are said to be unequal vectors. Okay. In this way also we can say. And number 3 is opposite vectors. It is quite interesting. Opposite vectors. So let's know about opposite vectors. If we will consider two vectors here. If two vectors having same magnitude but opposite in direction, they should have same magnitude but the direction should be opposite. So then these two vectors are said to be opposite vectors. We will consider one example here. Here also vector A. So vector A equal to 10 meters along north. And we will consider one more vector. So this is vector B. And here it is having 10 meters displacement. So along south. Just try to observe here. So they are having same magnitude. Magnitude is same, but opposite in direction. It is along north, it is along south. So north means upside, south means downside. So they are having opposite direction. So then they are the best example for opposite vectors. Okay. So this is regarding opposite vectors. Okay friends, after the completion of opposite vector, now we are going to learn about collinear vectors. Co means same, linear means line. So that's it, that is the meaning. So collinear vector means what here? Already I draw the diagram here. Just try to observe the diagram here. So in that line I have drawn 3 vectors. So this is vector C. So these are the 3 vectors. So this particular 3 vectors lying in the same line. So if that means, so all these 3 vectors, vector A and vector B and vector C, they are having same line of action. They are lying in the same line. So then these vectors are said to be collinear vectors. So here we don't need to consider their magnitude and at the same time their direction. So without considering the magnitude and direction, simple, very simple. If that more than one vector, if they are lying in the same line, if they should have in same line, so then they are said to be collinear vectors. Okay. So these 3 are examples for collinear vectors. So next we will consider number 5. After the completion of collinear vectors, we are going to consider parallel vectors. So this is also very important. We are going to learn about parallel vector. So what is meant by parallel vectors? Actually parallel vector is one kind of collinear vector. Okay, it is a one kind of collinear vector. So what is meant by parallel vector? Now we will consider one example. After the example you will come to understand everything. So here we are considering two vectors. So we are considering two vectors. So these are the two vectors. So this one is vector A. So it is a displacement vector, we are assuming that. So its magnitude is 10 meters. So magnitude of displacement vector A is 10 meters. And at the same time this is vector B. Vector B. And its magnitude will be 5 meters. So it is also displacement vector. Just try to observe the two vectors here. So both the vectors are having same direction. That's it. If two vectors, they should be lying in the same line, and that too they should have same direction. If two vectors having same direction, they are having same direction, and their magnitude, if we consider the magnitude, just try to observe here. So here one vector should be scalar multiple of another vector. So what does it mean here? Just try to observe how can we write the relation between the two magnitudes here. Vector A equals to 2 into magnitude of vector B. Is it or not? So why? Because just try to observe here. So magnitude of vector, magnitude means you don't need to keep any arrow mark here, just try to observe. So what is the magnitude of A here? 10. So 2 into what is the magnitude of B? 5. So 10 equal to 10. So this is the condition. So what are the conditions for when these two vectors becomes parallel vectors? So first of all, if we consider any two vectors, they should have same direction. They are having same direction. And one vector should be scalar multiple of another vector. So this particular vector is scalar multiple. So scalar means here 2. So we are multiplying this particular vector with scalar 2. 2 5 are 10. So then it is said to be, then these two vectors are said to be parallel vectors. Okay friends, after the completion of parallel vectors, we are going to learn about anti-parallel vectors. So it is quite opposite to parallel vectors. So this is the example, best example for anti-parallel vectors. So here we consider two vectors, vector A and B here. So its magnitude is 20 meters, its direction is north, and its magnitude is 10 meters, its direction is south. So if we consider this one, both the vectors are opposite in direction. So that is the first condition. If two vectors are in opposite direction, they should have opposite direction. And next condition what here? One vector should be scalar multiple of another vector. So 10 to the 20. So that means this vector is scalar multiple of this vector. So how can we write this one here? A equal to, so magnitude of vector A equal to what here? How can we write? So 2 into magnitude of vector B. So in this way we can represent the magnitude. Okay na? So magnitude of vector A equal to how much? 20. So 2 into what is the magnitude of vector B? 20. So 20 equal to 20. So this is said to be scalar multiple. Okay. So they should have opposite, they should be in opposite direction. One vector should be scalar multiple of another vector. So then these two vectors A and B are said to be what here? Anti-parallel vectors. Okay students, one more thing also you should remember. And the angle between two anti-parallel vectors should be always 180 degrees. So in this way. So this is in this direction, this is in this direction. What is the angle here? 180 degrees. So always the angle between anti-parallel vectors should be 180 degrees. And one more thing also I want to explain. If we consider parallel vectors, these two are parallel vectors. So what is the angle between parallel vectors? 0 degrees. So this is in case of parallel vectors. So this one also you should remember. In case of parallel vectors, angle between the two vectors is 0 degrees. In case of anti-parallel vectors, angle between the two vectors is 180 degrees. Okay. So this is regarding parallel vectors and anti-parallel vectors. After the completion of parallel and anti-parallel vectors, now we are going to learn coplanar vectors. First we need to know about seventh type coplanar vectors. Okay na? So what is meant by coplanar vectors? If more than one vector, it may be 5 or 10 or whatever, 100. So if these more than one vectors, if they are having in same plane, if they are lying in the same plane, so then all these vectors are said to be what here? Coplanar vectors. So now we will see one example. So with the help of this example, we are going to understand coplanar vectors very easily. Just try to observe here. I am arranging these 3 pens, okay na? Perpendicular to each other. So if we consider these 3 pens, just try to observe here. So this orange color and blue color and black color we are considering. So if we consider these 3 pens, so this particular 2 pens, orange color and blue color pen are lying in the same plane. These every pen is representing vectors. So this particular two vectors, orange and blue color vector, so are lying in the same plane. This is the same plane, you know that one. This is plane. So they are lying in the same plane. At the same time, this black and orange are lying in the same plane. Okay na? They are lying in the same plane. Try to observe here. Okay na? And at the same time, if you observe blue and black also. Blue and black also are lying in the same plane. So in this particular case, this black and blue are lying in the same plane means they are said to be coplanar vectors. In this case, orange and blue are said to be in coplanar vectors. In this case, black and orange are said to be in coplanar vectors. So from this example, you need to understand one thing here. If you consider any two vectors, definitely they should be lying in the same plane. So any two vectors always related to coplanar vectors. That is what you should remember. Okay na? I think you understand very clear. Okay. So this is one plane here. So we are going to draw so many vectors. So irrespective of their magnitude and direction. So whatever it may be, they are having any magnitude or any direction, independent of direction and magnitude. If they are lying in the same plane, all these vectors are considered as coplanar vectors. And one more thing regarding the coplanar vectors, always if we consider any two individual vectors, they should be lying in the same plane. So any two vectors are considered as coplanar vectors. That is what you should remember. Okay. Okay friends, let's learn unit vector here. So what is meant by unit vector here? Unit means one. What is the meaning of unit? Unit means one according to the physics. So it's very simple. If the magnitude of any vector becomes 1, then it is said to be unit vector. Once again I am repeating here. If the magnitude of any vector becomes 1, then it is said to be unit vector. So here for example, the magnitude of vector A is 1 meter in east. So then it is best example for unit vector. So later on we are going to learn how to find the magnitude. Just I am going to explain the basics types of vectors. So next, after the completion of unit vector, we have zero vector. So what does it mean here? If the magnitude of any vector becomes 0, then it is said to be zero vector. Okay, nothing is there. If its magnitude is 0, then it is said to be zero vector. And what about its direction here? In case of zero vector, its direction will be arbitrary direction. So what is meant by arbitrary direction? Its direction will be its own direction. It take any direction. So it doesn't have any particular direction. It may take its own direction. Okay. So this is regarding zero vector. So for example, magnitude of vector A is 0 meters per second. So if its magnitude is 0 means that's why it is said to be zero vector. Okay friends, after the completion of unit vector and zero vector, so now we are going to learn about very important types of vectors, concurrent vectors. What is that? Concurrent vectors. It is very simple actually. So what is meant by concurrent vectors here? If two are more than two vectors, two vectors acting at the same point, they should be acted at the same point. So then all these vectors are said to be what here? Concurrent vectors. So we are considering this point here. This is a point here, common point. So at this point, so many vectors are going to act here. Just try to observe. So three vectors are going to act. So these vectors, three vectors, vector A and vector B and vector C. So they are going to act at the same point. So then these vectors A, B, C are said to be concurrent vectors. Very simple. If two or more than two vectors acting at the same point, they should act at the same point. This is what you should remember. They should act at same point. Same point. So then they becomes concurrent vectors. So now we will consider some types of concurrent vectors here. First one, co-initial vectors. Co means what here? Same. Initial vectors. So it is very simple. If two or more than two vectors having same initial point, so then they are said to be co-initial vectors. Consider the example for this one. This is one point here. So here one vector is going to act. This is vector A. So this is the initial point. You know that one very well, head. And this is one more vector is going to act at this point. So this is vector B. So just try to observe the diagram here. Vector A and vector B. So these two initial points, the initial points of the vector A and vector B are acting at the same point. These are the two initial points. You know that one very well. So then this vector A and vector B are said to be what here? Co-initial vectors. That's it. And what about co-terminal vectors? Co means same. Terminal means terminus here. Terminus. Co-terminus vectors means what here? Co means same. Terminus means terminal points, end points. So that means if two or more than two vectors, if their terminal points, if they are having common terminal, if the terminal points of these vectors are acting at the same point, then they are said to be terminus vectors, coterminous vectors. So this is one point we'll consider here. So here, so the terminal point should be same. They should have common terminal point. This is a common terminal point. This is vector A. End point. Terminal point means end point. So this is the end point of vector A, and this is the end point of vector B. So this both the vectors, vector A and vector B, have having their terminal points are acting at the same point. So then these two vectors are said to be coterminous vectors. So once again I am repeating here, if two or more than two vectors, if their terminal points are endpoints acting at the same point, their terminal points or endpoints are acting at the same point, this is the point, so then these vectors are said to be coterminous vectors. Okay friends, let's learn the last type of vector. It is nothing but orthogonal vectors. What is meant by orthogonal here? If the angle between any two vectors, if the angle between any two vectors is 90 degrees, then they are said to be orthogonal vectors. It is very, very simple. So we are considering two vectors here. So this is the vector A and this one is vector B. So here the angle between these two vectors is 90 degrees. Simply if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then they are said to be orthogonal vectors. So these are all the types of vectors and with their examples. Friends, in this particular video I explained about vectors and representation of vectors and scalars and examples, and including with that most important topic I explained about all the types of vectors with their suitable examples. I hope that this particular class is helpful to every student. So watch my channel regularly, and when you are going to watch any of my video, watch the complete video. If you skip the video, you are unable to understand the content. That is my personal request to all the students. So okay, that's it. Take care of your health. Bye.